Heyo guys, it's Victini Gamer here, and this is week 4 of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Countdown. Now that Echo Fighters are a thing now thanks to Daisy, Dark Pit, and Lucina being one, I was wondering, who else can be an Echo Fighter? So, that's why I made this list, just for that. The top 5 characters that can be Echo Fighters. Now, I do have one rule, and this is just my opinion. So, if you don't agree with my picks, then make your own list in the comments down below. So, without any further ado, let's get started. At number 5, we have Ken as an Echo Fighter of Ryu. Now, Ken as an Echo Fighter will work for Smash perfectly, since the only representative for Street Fighter now is just Ryu. So, Ken can fit in the roster just fine as an Echo Fighter and a representative. So, to make him different from Ryu, he can just have a multi-hit on his Shoryuken attack. So yeah, you can also add some fire element moves in some of his attacks, so he can stand out from Ryu in a way. So, Ken is a perfect choice for an Echo Fighter in Smash. Hopefully he makes it in. At number 4, we have Birdo as an Echo Fighter of Yoshi. Now, Birdo can be a good Echo Fighter of Yoshi. Birdo literally can have the same moves as Yoshi. Just change the egg color to pink instead of green. And also, you can change up how Birdo plays. Birdo can most likely be a light character that has a lot of mobility. But, well, of course, Birdo won't do enough damage, since if you buff up its mobility and lightness, then of course you gotta nerf something. So you can nerf the damage on Birdo. But we do have one problem. So, Yoshi uses his tongue in some of his attacks. Well, Birdo doesn't have a tongue. So instead of using a tongue, Birdo can just suck up enemies, just like Kirby. And he can lay an egg, or he can, grab and then throw enemies by spitting them out. And you're wondering, why did I say he? Well, if you didn't know, well, probably everyone already knows this by now. Birdo is actually a guy. So, yeah. But enough sidetracking. That's how I see Birdo as a Echo Fighter. And it looks like it will work just fine. At number 3, we have Nintendo as an Echo Fighter of Ness. Now, this was obvious to do. Nintendo fits so perfectly as an Echo Fighter for Ness. Nintendo has a yo-yo-like Ness, he has a bat-like Ness, and he mostly has the same PSI powers as Ness. Except that Nintendo doesn't have PK Flash like Ness, so instead he can just use PK Freeze, like the custom move in Smash 4 that Ness has. And for how he plays, he can play the same way as Ness, except change most of his moves and make them slightly different than Ness. So, Nintendo could be a great Echo Fighter and a good representative for Earthbound Beginnings, or Mother. And yeah, hopefully he makes it in. At number 2, we have Octo as an Echo Fighter of Inkling. Now, this one is also an obvious choice to pick. Octo fits so perfectly as an Echo Fighter for Inkling. Seriously, it's like Peach to Daisy. Since Octo Expansion was out a few weeks ago, or a month ago, however you like to call it, the Octo can be a perfect candidate for another Splatoon representative, since all we have is, well, Inklings. So, the Octo can play the same way as the Inkling, except that, well, the Octoling can do more damage and more knockback, but with less speed and less recovery, since it kind of fits it perfectly for the Octoling. Or they can be the same character like Pit and Dark Pit, just change some of its moves. So that could also happen too. So Octoling will be a perfect Echo Fighter for Smash Ultimate. Now, before I go to my number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions or the characters that didn't make the cut on this list. Funky Kong as an Echo Fighter of Donkey Kong. Well, mainly because of Tropical Freeze, but Funky Kong can also have his own moveset thanks to his, well, appearance in Tropical Freeze, where he plays differently than Donkey Kong. So that's why I put him off the list. Miss Pac-Man as an Echo Fighter of Pac-Man. Well, she could also be an Echo Fighter, but she could also be a female skin for Pac-Man, just like Wii Fit Trainer and Robin. So I left her off the list. Dark Meta Knight or Galactonite. As I said, well, Dark Meta Knight can have his own moveset thanks to Kirby's Star Allies giving him one, and also he was a boss, so obviously he's gonna have his own unique moves. Same thing with Galactonite. Galactonite is a boss, he can do some stuff that Meta Knight can't do, so he can also have his own unique moveset. So that's why I put them both off the list. Dixie Kong as an Echo Fighter of Diddy Kong. Now, Dixie Kong might not work as an Echo Fighter, because Dixie Kong can also have her own moveset thanks to her ponytail. And also, she doesn't really use her rocket barrel jetpacks and peanut pop guns like Diddy. In fact, she doesn't even have both of those. So I left her off the list. Shadow or Metal Sonic as an Echo Fighter of Sonic. Again, just like Galactonite and Dark Meta Knight, they both have their own unique moveset, so I left them off the list. Shadow Mewtwo as an Echo Fighter of Mewtwo. Well, Shadow Mewtwo can work by, well, making him a high attacking character that's really slow, but Shadow Mewtwo can also be a skin of Mewtwo, since they'll most likely have the same moveset anyway, so left them off the list. And lastly, Dark Samus as an Echo Fighter of Samus. This can also work, but there are two things that can go wrong. First is that Dark Samus could be an assist trophy again, just like in Smash 4. So that's a maybe. And the second thing is that Dark Samus can also be a skin of Samus, because they can literally play the same way. But Dark Samus does have her own unique moveset to be a separate character. But, yeah, left her off the list. Now with the honorable mentions out of the way, here's my number 1 character that can be an Echo Fighter in Smash Ultimate. At number 1, we have Dry Bowser as an Echo Fighter of Bowser. Now this is the best choice of Echo Fighter ever, because he is literally Bowser. Dry Bowser is literally Bowser, but different. He can spit out blue fire instead of orange fire, just like his games. And he can also be way, way more stronger than Bowser. But he can also be, well, slower than Bowser as well, since he's all bone. Or he can be lighter than Bowser. Either way, well, Nintendo, it's up to you to decide, well, what Dry Bowser is gonna be. And, well, Dry Bowser also shows up time to time in Mario spin-off games like in tennis, go-karting, etc. So, Dry Bowser is a perfect candidate for an Echo Fighter. So, Dry Bowser, in my opinion, is the number 1 character that can be an Echo Fighter in Smash Ultimate. And that is it! So, thank you guys for watching, as always. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and well, once you subscribe, don't forget to turn on the notifications. It's that little bell, obviously. And to your left is week 3's video is just a June recap of the Smash website. And on your right is the introduction video to Smash Ultimate Countdown, if you don't know what Smash Ultimate Countdown is. So yeah, and with that being said, I will be seeing you guys next week. Peace.